kind of a fun warm up for the media call. And thanks everyone for joining us on our media briefing for this Friday. Happy Friday to you. We're going to go ahead and get started with our presenters. We're joined by both our housing program manager, Anastasia Wyatt, and Megan Hunter from the city of Salinas to talk about a great survey that's being launched for the regional homeless shelter. Good afternoon, ladies.
Good afternoon.
So why don't you get started and tell us about the survey?
Okay, so the city of Salinas and Monterey County are in the process of constructing the Monterey County, the regional housing homeless shelter. And it's under construction. It should be completed early next year. And one of the big needs we have is for a name for the building. And we really want the community to help us name the facility. And we're really looking forward to this facility. There are so many needy families and women, children, single men. Everybody needs a shelter that they can call a place to go to when they need it. And especially in times right now, like what we're seeing with COVID. And we really need a great name for it. So we're reaching out to the community to try to get good ideas. We have some initial ideas just to get people's brains, working on a name. But what we really want is to reach out to the community and get all of the community's ideas on it in Salinas, throughout Monterey County. So we're going to send out this press release and a survey that people can go online and provide us information on what they think the name should be. And then we're going to look at all of those names and see what is the best. And this will go before the Salinas City Council and the Monterey County Board of Supervisors as well in August. So we can give it a really good start. Megan, do you want to say anything more?
No, I think we're really excited about the process, and we're anxious to hear information about the feedback from the community about what can be an inspiring name. As the shelter represents a step into housing, it will help us transition people who don't have shelter into permanent housing. And we're excited to be working with the county. And I think both the county and the city are committed to community engagement. And then this world of COVID-19, the survey is a way for us to get that community feedback.
All right, thank you both very much. And if you would stay on the call, we're going to get through our other presenters and then take questions from our media partners. So next we're going to move to Carmen Herrera and Rocio Andrade from El Pajaro CDC. They're going to tell us about a fantastic new loan program that's really targeted for our small county businesses. Good afternoon, ladies.
Hi there, thank you. Carmen, do you want to take on it? We don't hear you. I think you're muted.
Unmute, Carmen.
Sorry about that.
Oh, no problem.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for having us here. Yes, so we're very excited about this new collaboration. This is a loan program that is designed to support businesses who have been affected by COVID-19 and have not been able to access CARES Act funding for diverse reasons. And we were very grateful and pleased that we were able to get funds from the Community Foundation in Monterey County. We have $1 million to lend. And then the support from the County of Monterey and the City of Salinas to be able to, have 1% a guarantee for the program. The program is guaranteed by the state at 95%, and thanks to the contributions from the City of Salinas and the County of Monterey, we're able to guarantee this program at 100%. So we're very excited about it. The loans are available, and we're right now we started the program last week, and we're gonna keep it going until we have, you know, deploy all the funds. And Rocio, my colleague, will tell you a little more about, you know, kind of the logistics of the program. So Rocio, if you wanna.
Yes, thank you. And thank you for the opportunity on, you know, to share more about this program. So our loan program, we offer loans from $5,000 to $50,000. It comes with an interest rate of 4.25% and up to 6 years for the long term. Payments are deferred until January 2021, and our loans are not forgivable, which, you know, means that the full amount is to be paid back. The program is available to small businesses located in Monterey County, and the business is to be, some of the eligibility items, the business is to be, you know, for-profit business in good standing with business annual revenues of less than 2.5 million. And very important, so our program is available to small businesses that did not qualify or did not receive a PPP or disaster loan. Anyone that is interested in applying or has any questions about the program is encouraged to call us at our office number 831-722-1224, and we'll be able to help and provide more information. Thank you.
Thank you both. You know, we're gonna go, why don't we go ahead and take some questions on the survey and the loan program right now. Does anyone have any questions for Anastasia or Megan or Carmen or Rocio that they'd like to ask? We're hoping Dr. Moreno will join us in a minute or two. And so we thought we'll just take an opportunity to ask those questions now if there are any. And there's nothing on chat, but is there anything anyone would just simply like to ask? I am not seeing any. So I am not seeing Dr. Moreno yet on the call, unless, Dr. Moreno, are you there on another line? No, I am not seeing him yet. So, you know, I think we're going to pause our briefing and give Dr. Moreno a chance to get on the call. Thank you for everyone who has given us presentations for now. I'm going to get off the call right now, and I will restart shortly when we have Dr. Moreno available. Oh, Erica Mahoney, I see you have a question. Go ahead, Erica. Oh, here it is. This is a question about the shelter for Anastasia or Megan. How many people will the new shelter serve?
I guess I'll answer that. We're hoping it will serve about 100 people per night.
All right. Are there any other questions for any of our participants? All right. I think we'll go ahead and we'll wait for to see if Dr. Moreno can join us. And I'll go ahead and pause the briefing right now, and we'll be back. We're restarting the meeting. I appreciate you being able to join us.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, what news do you have for us today and updates for public health?
Yeah, hi. Okay, let me get this going. Okay, so hello everybody, and good afternoon, Maya. So I just want to share that the governor is holding his press conference right now, and one of the things that he's emphasizing, I think, today is the recognizing that we continue to see in California disproportionate impact of COVID-19 among the Latino population and also essential workers that were not able to shelter in place during this pandemic. And so there should be some information coming out hopefully soon regarding the governor's desire to re-emphasize our preventive measures to reduce the spread of COVID-19 and re-emphasize the need for employers to take measures to protect employees from exposure to COVID-19 in the workplace. The governor has some long-term plans for protecting workers, which should help not just in COVID-19, but moving forward. So there should be some information hopefully coming out soon. As far as the where we stand here in Monterey County, there was, we continue to have cases. Here in Monterey County, we now have 22 people who have passed away from COVID-19 in Monterey County. And as we've developed, as we've seen the number of events that we've been documenting increase, events, for example, cases of COVID-19, we've been able to break down those events demographically. So the cases have been broken down by occupation, by age, by race, ethnicity, for example, and geographically. So our epidemiology team believes that we are at a place now where there are sufficient number of hospitalizations and sufficient number of deaths in the county that we can now begin to break down the hospitalizations and the deaths by, we believe we'll be able to break it down by both race and by race, ethnicity, and by age. We will do that, and we will continue to follow the standard by which we've been using all along, which is as long as we have at least 5 individuals in a category and that we can group them together, and the remaining people that aren't broken down can't allow someone to figure out who those people are, then we will put that out. So we're working on it. The soonest we'll get it out might be later this afternoon. If not this afternoon, then definitely by next week, we'll be able to have that information on the website. So we've been looking forward to trying to get that information out, and I'm pretty optimistic that we'll be able to get it out really soon. As far as the monitoring of Monterey County, we continue to remain on the monitoring list because we as a county have exceeded the threshold for 14-day average case rate. And because of that, we still are required to close certain business activities, primarily for indoor business activities. And for now, the county's being on the monitoring list means that schools that are in the county are still required to begin the school year with distance learning. I still want to emphasize that there's always opportunity for us as a community to slow the spread of the virus that does lead to decreased morbidity, such as severe illness and hospitalization. It can decrease the number of deaths in Monterey County as well, and but also should be able to, if we continue to work hard to slow the spread of the virus, we may be able to avoid closing additional business activities in Monterey County, and we could get closer to being able to allow kids to come back into the classrooms for instruction. So those preventive measures are still covering our face with face coverings when we're out of the house and around people that aren't from our household. Washing our hands frequently, and again, soap and water and hand sanitizer if you don't have soap and water. Keeping 6 feet of distance between other people that aren't from you, and between you and other people that aren't from your household. Stay home if you're sick, And of course, and we're still in a stay-at-home, shelter-in-place situation here, which means that if you really don't need to be out shopping for essentials, if you don't need to go to work, then and you can stay home, because every time we go out of our household, out of our homes, and go out into the community, we increase our risk of coming into exposure with someone that is infectious with COVID-19, and then bringing it back into the household with our families. So stay home if you're sick, and stay home unless you really need to get out and leave your household. So I'll stop right there, Mia.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Moreno. I have a few questions that I'm going to get started with there. I do have a question about the Harvest and Home program, and I think I'm not sure, Dr. Moreno, if you can speak to that, but I'm trying to get some additional information on that. Dr. Moreno, do you know about the Harvest and Home program the governor mentioned?
No, actually, ma'am, I'm not prepared to talk about that today.
Okay, yeah, and I'm working on seeing what might be available on that, but I do have another question for you, Dr. Moreno. Would you recommend local elementary schools pursue a waiver allowing some in-person instruction? So
the governor's requirements are that the schools, as it applies to Monterey County, is that the schools, elementary schools, all schools K through 12 need to start the school year distance learning. It's really up to the superintendent or similar individual at each school or school district to begin that, to initiate any interest in resuming or beginning the school year in classrooms. So that's something that falls back onto the superintendent. And I did check with the California Department of Public Health. So that would be up to the superintendent if he or she wishes to follow the state requirements. They could initiate a interest in starting the school year in the classroom, either entirely or as a hybrid of in classroom and out of the classroom.
Thank you for that. I don't know if Anastasia Wyatt is still on the call. I do have a question about about the governor's call to provide safe and temporary housing for COVID positive and exposed ag and farm workers. Anastasia, is that something that you're involved in, or I'm going to refer this question elsewhere if not?
Yeah, I think right now that's more in line with what the EOC is working on, and I'm not in that specific division of the EOC, so I don't have any comment on it.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. So for that particular question, I'm going to refer forward to another division. So thanks very much for asking that. Moving on, for Dr. Moreno, here's a question. One of the statistics on the watch list is number of tests. Is that based on how many people get tested or how many tests are available?
So I believe that I don't have the website up right now, but on the monitoring list of all counties, that includes the indicators, but also includes the number of tests that are being provided per as a rate. So that's just how the each county is doing in terms of having individuals, the rate at which individuals are getting tested in each county. It's not an indicator.
All right. And then another follow-up question to an earlier question about waivers for elementary schools. Are there potential benefits to a waiver for in-person instruction that would outweigh concerns?
So that's a very good question. So the weighing the benefits and the concerns is, again, something that each superintendent is going to have to consider. The benefits of in-classroom instruction is that the children who struggle at home because they don't have internet access for their devices, computers, for example, struggle to fully benefit from the instruction that's being offered to them in their homes. So the benefit there for that group of children is that if they're in the classroom, they have full access to instructional resources for continuing to learn. And the other benefits are that kids can have resume interaction with their peers, which is important for their overall development. So there are definitely some benefits. And the downside, though, is, of course, that we're bringing children together who are coming from different households. So there's the risk of potential exposure of children to each other, children to staff, and staff to children, staff to each other. So that's definitely a consideration that superintendents will need to take into account. If there are any superintendents or individuals in those similar roles that are interested, there is a requirement also that the health officer consider the epidemiology of in the county, and that has to weigh in on any decisions on whether or not to resume or start or resume in-class instruction.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Moreno. I don't have any other questions. Questions are coming in. Thank you. So, Dr. Moreno, would you recommend considering outdoor learning as long as the weather holds? Keeping on the same topic.
Sure. So the current guidance from the California Department of Public Health, which schools need to follow if they're able to and choose to have in-classroom instruction, is to make full use as they're able to of the outdoor environment for instruction. Being outdoors allows for greater and improved ventilation, which means the air is moving more outdoors, which means that as people breathe, exhale, any aerosols or droplets are being essentially blown away and removed from the group that's being instructed more efficiently than if the group is indoors. And so there definitely is a benefit. And weather permitting, any schools in California that have weather permitting, they definitely should be, I think, taking advantage of the opportunity to provide instruction outdoors.
All right, thank you for that. Are there any other questions for Dr. Moreno or any of the other guests who we still might have on the call? Not seeing any in chat, and then checking for any raised hands.
Yeah, was there something from Karen Smith? She shared?
She actually put in the chat the link to the employer playbook that the governor spoke about during his press conference. And for people who are interested in knowing what that is, there's a link to it in our chat that you can refer to.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sure, and thank you, Karen, for that. Having no other questions, thanks very much for joining us for our media briefing for this Friday. Our next briefing will be Monday, and we'll see you then.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.